Good day, everyone. This is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and a happy new year to everyone. Hope everyone had a good break from trading. And now it's back to the weekly analysis for the Euro, Cable, and the Aussie dollar for the first week of January 2020. And let's kick off with the Euro dollar or the Euro. The last couple of days, which was the first 2 weeks of the trading year, it has retraced after hitting a high last week on New Year's Eve, hit a high of 112.39, where it spiked through the previous swing high at the 112 area. But then due to the geopolitical tension between US and Iran, with the killing of the top general from Iran in Baghdad, there is a threat of potential escalation of war, and with a risk-off environment, the euro and all the other major pairs has pulled back, and only the flight to safe haven for spot gold and Japanese yen, those have benefited. So over the last couple of days, it has pulled back below the weekly pivot, and we'll see what the new pivots are for this coming week. If I do take a reversal fib here, let's change this color slightly to and this almost hit the 162 fib extension level, almost to the 112.40 area, but then has pulled back into the 62 fib retracement level. So that's on the shorter term reversal fib here. In the bigger move, the larger fib, it has pulled back below the swing high of October last year, and it did bounce off did not reach the 21 fib retracement level, and bounced off to close near the 200 daily 200 EMA and the monthly pivot, close to the 111.55 area, and back into the bullish channel where it attempted to break out from. So this remains a key resistance area at 112, and this previous zone near the previous swing high level here, and the 200 EMA. This is going to be an intermediate support area. And right below that, there's still the key round figure at 111.00. So we'll see this coming week whether there's a consolidation and attempt to retest back up to the 112, or it's going to consolidate and find support from this lower channel trend line as well. We take a look at the weekly time frame. You can see that it's spinning top, so it's going to be consolidating until it works out which way it's going to try to break out higher or lower. So in the short term, because of this buying in the last few hours of Friday, it possibly going to continue higher initially, and then perhaps further breakdown later in the week. There are some economic news coming up on Monday with services PMI, and then on Tuesday there's the flash estimate for CPI, and that's about it for the week. However, there are also US economic data with ISM non-manufacturing PMI on Tuesday, which is basically the services PMI, and ADP employment change on Wednesday, which will be a precursor to Friday's non-farm payroll data, which will be the key event for the week. So we'll see how the situation unfolds next week with the tension between the US and Iran, as well as the US-China trade deal has been verbally finalized and the official signing has been set on 15 January. So that has also led to profit taking on the euro as well. All right, let's move on to the cable. And the cable, after the election euphoria, there's been a lot of profit taking, pulling back down to the daily 55 EMA and then recovering back again to hit a high of 132.84 last week on on New Year's Eve, and then as with the other major pairs, fell back for the first 2 days of the year, back to the 10 SMA and almost reaching the weekly pivot. It could be a continuation move this week towards the 130 round figure, where there's the key support zone. So I've also added another fib here with to show the extension move. That hit the 162 fib extension, that spiked through the 135 psychological level, and then that was the significant pullback after that. That was the post-election euphoria. And last week with the end of the year rally, where it pushed up to attempt to hit the 200 fib extension level here, which is from this reversal. So it is pulled back below the 138 fib extension. So this week, after forming a long-legged, almost a doji, there could be further bearish move down to retest the 130 and perhaps even lower. Right, as well as some consolidation first within this area. So 132 to 130 is going to be a key range to watch out for, and we'll see what the new pivots will be for next week. So in the meantime, this intermediate resistance could be shifted over here to the 200 fib area, where there was this swing high that was formed. All right, so this week there's only the services PMI on Monday for the UK. So nothing much in terms of economic news. Let's switch over to the Aussie dollar. And similar to the other pairs, Aussie dollar fell back as well after the rally on news of the signing of the US-China trade deal, phase 1 trade deal, and then follow up with the geopolitical tensions, and it's pulled back to the swing high at the 100 pip area and managed to find a slight bounce. So we look at the weekly time frame. It is also a spinning top that closed under the weekly 55 period EMA. Let's take a look on the daily time frame again, and we could move this intermediate support zone to this area where the daily 200 EMA is, just above the 0.69 round figure. This coming week, there are a number of economic news for the Australian, starting with building approvals on Wednesday, and Australian trade balance figures on Thursday, and retail sales on Friday. But all these will be exposed to the key event on Friday from the US with the non-farm payroll data. So need to watch out for price action then. All right, so we'll see whether this support area will hold or it will dip lower towards the 0.6900 level. And if it goes further, then there's still another support zone below that near the 55 period EMA. All right. So for this week, do watch out for the US non-farm payroll data and the geopolitical tensions between US and Iran. That will be the highlight that will feature for this week, and we'll see what the new pivots are for this week, and we'll follow up on Wednesday midweek to see what the daily price action is. So meanwhile, have a good trading week and cheers.